Step 17, the ABCs of mindful eating. This step is designed to help you feed the picky eaters in your family and help you make mindful eating a family affair. Perhaps you struggle to get healthy meals on the table that your kids or spouse will actually eat. Or maybe you're looking to make family mealtime less hectic and more of an experience where you can reconnect. Well, here's the ABCs of mindful eating for you and your family. A is for additions. Add healthier ingredients. Don't focus on all the things you shouldn't be eating or all the foods you should be giving up. Focus on foods that you should be eating and find ways to make everything that you currently eat the most of better simply by upgrading the quality of ingredients. Avoid long ingredient lists, less is best. If you can't read it, you shouldn't eat it. And always choose real food. I think plant-based is just another name for processed food. Meat, cheese, egg substitutes, none of those are real food. They're processed food. Anything that does not occur in nature is a processed food. B is for basics. Go back to the basics, cook more meals at home, make your basic dinners better by upgrading the quality of your ingredients. Getting healthier for you and your family truly starts with making more meals at home. When rates of home cooking go down, obesity actually goes up. The less time we spend cooking, the more time we spend eating. Grass-fed beef burgers, millet and brown rice ramen noodle soup, organic semolina flour, wild game tacos, avocado oil mayonnaise, this all starts with the ingredients. Don't give anything up, just make everything better. Again, bread is perfectly healthy when it's made homemade with just 3 simple ingredients. C is for choices. You always have a choice. Choose foods closest to the source for more flavor and nutrition. Think about an apple versus apple juice or Apple Jacks. Nothing is off limits when it's from the source. Also, when it comes to feeding picky eaters, remember that flavor comes from nutrients. The more you start to prepare nutritious foods, the more they will learn to like it and actually start to crave it. Give your kids choices. Rather than say, do you want a vegetable tonight? Or do you want broccoli? Give them a choice, empower them. Do you want green beans or broccoli? Do you want spaghetti tonight or do you want tacos? You can also let them pick out ingredients in the grocery store to actually get involved in the cooking process with you. Remember that there's no such thing as kid foods. Pouches and purees, these were all created in the early 1900s when women went back to work and needed a convenient, quick, and nutrient-dense way to feed their kids. Keep reintroducing foods. Kids' taste buds can change just as fast as their behaviors. I can offer my son the same meal 2 nights in a row. Sometimes the first night he's not interested, throws it on the ground, but the next night he goes to town. Reintroduce what it means to be a dessert, snack, or even a dinner. Also, don't rank certain foods by saying, if you eat your vegetables, you can have dessert, or if you finish your plate, you can have this. Make everything more balanced and allow them to make choices, but also eat healthy foods that taste good. Unlike adults, kids know when they're full. Don't push them to eat their entire plate. They will stop when they feel satisfied. Here are some tips to feeding picky eaters. Get them involved. Kids thrive on feeling independent, and when you give them freedom to experiment, they love it. There's no better life skill than teaching your kids how to cook, how to shop, and how to eat healthy. If your kids are older, have them read ingredients in the grocery store or count how many ingredients are in their favorite bag of chips. Make healthy and delicious meals visually appealing. Research shows that when colorful vegetables are served on a white plate, it makes them look and taste more appetizing. Also, food tastes better when you serve it in a calming environment, say around the dinner table, versus in front of the TV. Give kids and spouses freedom and space to experiment. Now, I went through a rebel phase when I was a teenager, and I lived very healthy growing up, and at one point I thought, I'm missing out on fun foods. All my friends have these foods, and I'm eating these healthy foods, and I decided to go my own way. And I got a job at Johnny Rockets Burger Restaurant, and I started eating milkshakes and burgers. And while my dad was a personal trainer at the time, I know it killed him. But he let me have that space to experiment and make my own mistakes. Now I actually work for my dad for On Target Living as a registered dietitian. So what I can say is just let people experiment and give them space. I know my son eats better when I'm not watching over him. Sometimes out of the corner of my eye, I'll see him pick up the broccoli, but if I'm actually not staring him down, he's much more experimental in the whole eating process. He's trying things, he's spitting it out. So just giving your kids a little bit of space to explore. Now, keep introducing food over and over and over. It may take up to 7 times for a child to acquire a taste to a new flavor. Just because they spit it out once doesn't mean they hate it forever. Even a lot of adults, I think sometimes they have experimented with mushy, soft broccoli when they were 5 years old, and they think that they hate broccoli forever. Find new ways to introduce things and prepare it differently. Now, while some kids may not like the components in certain dishes, we have a recipe in the cookbook called black bean mango salad, and it's a family favorite. Now, a lot of parents will say, well, my kids don't like all the components in this salad. They don't like the beans or the red peppers. And I say, okay, let's reintroduce this salad as a dip. Let's have them involved in the process, and let's serve it as a dip with chips. And let's make it a little bit more fun. And they'll find that when you have all these delicious components in a recipe or a dish, people actually like it better. So don't make anyone feel like they're giving anything up. Just make everything better over time. Take small steps, form habits, build daily rituals. This lifestyle change shouldn't happen overnight. It's said that a good habit is formed in 66 days. Good habits take longer to form than bad habits to break. Also, when it comes to feeding picky eaters, be a role model. Kids mimic their parents' behaviors, and people, your kids, everyone's watching, and they start to become curious. So continue to be a powerful influence. My parents were the best role models. My dad knew what to cook, and my mom knew how to cook. However, I needed to make my own mistakes and find my own way before returning to my roots and my old childhood ways. And I started to experiment in my own way and make mindful eating the way that I wanted to eat. Luckily, my parents got us involved at an early age in the cooking process. We were cooking dinners when we were in 6th grade, and on our nights off, we were doing the dishes. I built a foundation from an early start, which makes my cooking experience so easy today. I'm not sure how or what people eat if they don't actually cook. It always boggles my mind when someone who considers themselves healthy doesn't cook meals at home. It's almost impossible to be healthy without making meals homemade. So get in the kitchen, experiment with new foods and flavors, and make mistakes.